Fine came out and said, I'll be your partner.
We had a USWA Tag Team title match with Smothers and Armstrong. Tracy Smothers had transportation difficulties, will not be here. We can't sanction a title match with Reggie B. Fine. It will be we can still have the match, but it will be a non-title match because that's unfair to PG, and we didn't sign the contract.
Okay.
It's unfair to me, Rail Man. Yeah, that's what my daddy told you. It's Rail Man. It's unfair to me. Me and Reggie B, Ebony, and Ivory could beat Julie Gutless 13 any day of the stinking week. I tell you what, this ain't a title match. I tell you what, if we beat them today, right, we get a title match anytime I want. Is that correct? Yeah. Well, in a matter of moments, I'll have my wish. You understand me?
Okay, Randy, non-titles. All right, appreciate it. Good decision. Let's go to Corey. Okay, this is non-title match. Non-title match. First introducing from every woman's dream, Reggie B. Fine. And
they came to see a title match, and I tell you what we're going to do. We're not closet champions. This is going to be a title match. We ain't scared of nobody.
All right. Well, the champions.
What are they? We couldn't hear. What were they saying?
They were saying they're not closet champions. They're willing to put the titles up.
I just didn't want to be unfair to them. They both said that they want to be fighting champions. They don't want to cheat the people because we've advertised it today. This will be a title.
So it will be a title match. Okay. Corey. Well, we're told that it is a title match now. The USWA tag title on the line for the expiration of time. The champions, the combined weight of 397 pounds from the hood, JCI, Whoopie D, TG 13. Expiration of time for this bout. USWA tag titles are on the line.
All right, the tag titles are on the line. Yes, they are, Scott Bowden. Jesse James Armstrong, Reggie B. Fine challenging for the USWA Tag Team title.
Tell you what, Reggie B. Fine's got a lot of gold in his mouth, and after today, he's going to have some around his waist, Dave Brown.
Well, maybe not, because you're going against the champions, PG-13, Casey Ice and Wolfie D. They've wrestled a lot of tough customers, including Jesse James Armstrong and various partners. And who... Don't see some new champions today, says Reggie. Well, that's why we're having the match. We'll find out. It's expiration of time. Might be one fall, might be 21 falls. And we'll just kind of go as long as time's available for us.
I'll tell you what, Reggie B. Fine is on a roll. He's won 69 matches in a row.
How many?
69 matches in a row, Dave. He's undefeated. He's on fire. And today, he's going to be a champion.
He may have won 6.9 matches in a row. That's probably stretching it a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. It will be, as Dave said, I assume that it is still an expiration of time match.
Yeah.
And that means that we go until the time limit is up. And how many ever falls that is, that's where we stop.
Randy Hales did confirm that expiration of time just before he left.
And PG-13 gets off and running with JC Ice against Jesse James Armstrong. And I got to tell you, we've seen it so many times. Teams come in here, oh, we'll take these little runs and eat them alive. They haven't held that belt as many times as they have held it because they come in there and just pretend to be. They are. Excellent team. PG-13, JC Ice, Bang, Wolfie D, and Jesse James slammed down. Ooh, he smashed his face right straight down. Big slam, Whoopie over the top. Grabs the arm, turns it over. Said, here, take my foot. Bang, back to JCI. They do work well together.
And there's some of that example of that right there. They dropped out. Jesse James Armstrong in trouble. 1, 2. Thought he had it. Only a 2 count. Armstrong reaching for a tag, but he's reaching for a neutral corner. Not able to see very well after being throttled by both the PGs. Bill Dundee, by the way, the tag team title belts have been delivered to the desk. I'm not sure if that's for safekeeping or if you and I have been declared tag champions briefly here, but I think it's performance.
Let's turn it down.
Yes.
And a 1, 2.
do seem to have things pretty well in hand. There's a cover, count of 2. Nope, only a 2 count. Able to break out of it just before the count of 3 fell. And again, Armstrong reaching for the wrong corner. So he's being shaken by PG-13. They are doing very well so far in the match. You know, I think part of the insistence of Jesse James Armstrong that the match continues, and I'm glad we've got the match, don't get me wrong. Don't you think there's a good bit of arrogance there, that it doesn't really matter who his partner is, that he's strong enough, that he can beat PG-13, and he just kind of needs somebody to be over in the corner there?
I think you call it exactly. Oh, no. I mean, Wolfie flying off the edge of the ring. A Frankensteiner on Jesse James Armstrong. Armstrong down on the floor. And what in the world is he doing now?
He's got something in his boot, which Scott Bowden handed him. I don't know if it's brass knucks or something like that, but whatever it is, he put it under a flap on his boot. So look out, PG. There's a foreign object around.
And it's Wolfie D with Reggie B. Fine up on the ropes. And as Wolfie was getting ready to take him off, Reggie covers him up. Bang, bang, bang. And that is the first fall as Jesse James Armstrong kicked him with that boot and nailed him right in the back, put him down on the floor. Cover up.
What happened here was they had that foreign object in the boot, and when he kicked him, boy, I tell you what, he hit the mat, and he's not back up on his feet yet. Upset win for Jesse James Armstrong and his partner, Reggie B. Fine, in a tag team championship match here today.
We'll take time out. Be back in just a moment with second fall. Okay, we're ready for the second ball of action. It just got underway as Wolfie D came across the ring, went after Jesse James. Wolfie, you remember, was the one that was kicked with that loaded boot by Jesse James. And they're starting out. Tag goes to JCI. Here's the whip. Into the corner, and look at that. He got him with a reverse atomic knee, and JC came right across at the same time and put Jesse James down. It is 1 fall to zip with the challengers, Reggie B. Fine and Jesse James Armstrong leading. Whip to the corner. And as JC came at it, he caught a boot right in the mouth. Once again, Scott out of here has passed over something to Jesse James Armstrong. He put it in that boot, and JCI sent it out. And we have a disqualification, Dave. We're going to go ahead. Start the next ball. 1 ball apiece, and we're ready for it as they evened it up at 1 ball apiece now as Jesse James Armstrong tags out to Reggie B. Fine. Tracy Smothers, who was caught by inclement weather, unable to be down there.
Temporary setback. A temporary setback.
Reggie B. Fine took his place as Armstrong and Fine going for the titles. And look at the fire coming out of Jesse James.
And Jesse James Armstrong very upset that he got caught cheating in the second fall. As a result, he and Reggie B. Fine disqualified as 1 fall apiece. Expiration of time continues. And to explain, I don't know if you can hear it on the air. Randy Ailes is telling us, look, we don't have time to take a break. Time is getting tight. This is a championship match. Rather than have it end here on a draw, let's forego the break and let's get the third fall started. So we're in the third fall. It's 1 apiece right now.
Yeah, that's right. This is a championship match, and this belt's going to look real good dangling from Reggie B. Fine's rearview mirror.
We're looking a little less likely than maybe you did a few minutes ago, Scott Bowden, as it is even now, rather than your guys having an advantage.
First pin loss on JC Ice by Jesse James Armstrong. As he now, the Iceman up, tags Reggie B. Fine, and Reggie pounding with a right hand to the midsection, clubs him with that forearm, and then slaps him down. As JC Ice has been there before, and believe me, you're not going to find him giving it up. He looks for a chokehold, but the referee right on top of things. Bring it up immediately. Jesse up on the rope, comes sailing down and rips the Iceman again with a right hand. We're 2 minutes away from our TV time. And look at the Iceman. Pounds back to the midsection. Up off his knees and goes after Jesse James. But Armstrong throttles him and drops him back down again. Wolfie leaning out. He's ready to make it to the ring. If J.C. Ice can get over and make that tag. Armstrong headbutts him in the corner. His knees buckle. And J.C. Ice goes down to the floor.
Yes, indeed. He's just kind of lying in a heap over there in the corner. Jesse James Armstrong coming back to work on him. With the boot. I don't know if he's got it loaded up now or not, but he's kicking with it anyway. Well, I guess he does. I guess the referee took care of that foreign object. We've got 1 minute left in the time. 1 minute left. And time will expire on us. There's one fall apiece. The USWA tag titles at stake.
The titles will stay with the PG-13 team in the event of a draw. It's one fall apiece now. They will keep the titles. And coming into it, J.C. Ice nails Armstrong. Armstrong back up on his feet, double drops it. Wolfie D and J.C. and Reggie B. find the same way. And now they're back after Armstrong. The whip going after Reggie, taking him to the corner. Diagonally whips him into Jesse James, and Wolfie fires in, and one-on-one, they knock him down. And Reggie went first, then Jesse James. A slam on Reggie. J.C. Ice off the rope. Tilt-a-whirl slam. And over the top he covers 1, 2, 3, but he didn't get the count. We're down to the short rows. It could end up in a draw. But again, PG will keep the belt in the event that it happens. From behind, Wolfie nails that. 1, 2, 3. The winner, PG-13. We'll be back.
A city. The event that was 25 years in the making. Put a piece of wrestling history in your VCR. Order a night to remember today. Visa and MasterCard, call 1-800-246-0356. Check or money order to Global Distributors, 3120 Ridge Pike, Eagleville, Pennsylvania, 19403.
PG comes back with 2 straight wins to retain the title. We got to get out of here. Running late for Corey Macklin, Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
What we're going to do is to be able to show you some combat in the cage stuff.
Wildest ever.
It's kind of like the advertising guys say. It speaks for itself, brother. Let's take a look at that combat in the cage. This is great. The battle goes on until one team, the entire 7 men, are handcuffed to the cage. Once that has been accomplished, the winning team will then have 5 minutes to do with as they choose. Over in the corner, J.C. Ice. Tom Pritchard just took a shot from Wildfire Tommy Rich. Right up above us, Bill Dundee.
Doug, we've just seen some wild action, and I think everyone knows about the situation that's been going on the last few weeks.
You know, Dave, the last couple weeks I've come out here, I've been kind of emotional, and I just felt that I need to get a few things off my chest, and that's why it's been like that. But see, I don't think nobody's cursed me, or I don't think the whole world is against me. And see, I don't want anybody out there, anybody watching, I don't want anybody to think that I want anybody's pity or I want anybody to feel sorry for me. Let me tell you, Dave, like I talked about for the last 2 weeks, as of February 18th, my life changed a whole lot. Let me tell you something. So February 18th, like I said for the last couple of weeks, that's when I was told my brother passed away. And since that day, I know I'm not the only person in the world. I'm sure almost everyone, if not everyone, out there has lost a grandparent, has lost maybe a father, maybe a mother, maybe a sister, maybe even a brother. But let me tell you something, Dave. When you do love someone and you lose a loved one, you always think you've got somebody, or how I am. I can tell you my thoughts about it. It's like I've got Eddie over my shoulder, and I've got him. He's watching me. Every decision I make, Dave, I think twice about it, because I think, is this what Doug wants to do? And I think, is this what Eddie would want Doug to do? And I come out here last week, and I told, Randy Hills called me, and he asked me, he said, Doug, he said, would you be a part of the USWA Super Dream Team? And I'll be honest, Dave, that hit me real hard right here. That hit me real hard inside, and I sat and I thought about it. And I thought, I think that would make Eddie real happy. So I told Randy Hills, I said, yeah, Randy, I'll be part of your Super Dream Team. I said, what does that consist of? He said, that consists of Jerry the King Lawler. That consists of Bill Superstar Dundee. That consists of Wildfire Tommy Rich. And right there, you name those 3 names, Dave Brown, and that's 3 legends around here. You can ask any one of these people right here. They know that. Or I think everyone out there watching this TV show knows that. And then you put with that, you put PG-13, and you put myself, you put Dangerous Doug Gilbert with that bunch. And I think that right there tells you that's 3 men that's not going to back down, Dave Brown. Not patting nobody on their shoulders. And then you put Brian Christopher, which I've never seen eye to eye with Dave Brown, but he is one of the toughest men in the world I've ever fought. You put him outside the cage holding the key, and I thought, Dave, there would be not one chance in the world of anything going wrong. See, it seems like this year everything's been betrayal. Everything's been bad. Because, see, I come out here last week, and I told you what meant the world to me, and that's my brother, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I told you he emulated Jerry Lawler. I told you he watched Jerry Lawler when he was a kid growing up, and he wanted to be just like Jerry Lawler. Well, I don't think, Dave Brown, I don't think you would say it. I don't think there's a person in the world that would say, when you try to be like the person that is the best in the world, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, see, what I did, I stood out here last week, Dave Brown, and I thought it, but I didn't say it. I wanted to dedicate last Monday night for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, because I knew it would make him real happy, Dave Brown, to see me with his idol, Jerry Lawler, to see me with Bill Dundee, to see me with Tommy Rich. But see what I wasn't thinking of, Dave Brown, what I really didn't think about. Yeah, actually I did think about it. I thought, Billy Jack Haynes, I thought, man, you've got one of the toughest men in the world right there. Whether the people like him, whether you like him, whether I like him, you've got one of the toughest men in the world. And then, on the other foot, you've got primetime Brian Lee. Let me tell you, Dave, I think all these people know Brian Lee. You come out here for weeks and you told everybody how cool me and you was and everything. Well, see, when I sat here last week, I wanted to dedicate that match to my brother, Brian Lee. It was us, the USWA, against them, Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Am I right or wrong, Dave Brown?
Exactly right.
Well, see, that made me real happy, because I thought I have been one of the chosen ones. I'm one of the ones that Randy Hills has picked to stick up for his company. Well, what seems to happen? We get in that cage door is locked. Nobody can get in. When we get every single one of those guys handcuffed, what happens, Dave Brown? You know what happened? Brian Lee, my friend, the guy who was going to stick beside me when things was going real bad. Well, what happened, Brian Lee, was you turn your tail and you run. You left every single person that you said, you know, I know the rest of the bunch wasn't your friends. I know I never really considered them my friends. I never really considered Jerry Lawler my friend. And right now, as of today, I don't know if he would say he's my friend or not. But I do have respect for him. But what I can say, Brian Lee, is what you did. You turned your back. You didn't just turn your back on me. You turned your back on every one of these people out here. You turned your back on every single person that watches the USWA and respects it. You turn your back. I guess you forgot who writes your paycheck out every week, who signs his name on it, and that would be Randy Hales. You turn your back on him. You turn your back on me. And when you turn your back on me, now I'm considering you are turning your back on the whole USWA. So, Brian Lee, let me give you a little hint of what's going to happen this week. What Randy Hales brought to me and showed me and told me, he said, Doug, if you want this, you'll be the first one to see it, and you can sign it right now. And what it said Doug Gilbert on the top. And on the bottom, it said Primetime Brian Lee, and what it said was First Blood. Do you realize what that means? That means before you leave that Coliseum in this week, you're going to be covered in blood, and you're going to be a bloody mess. And see, I didn't say it last week, but I did intend to. I said I was going to dedicate that match last week to my brother. I was thinking it, but I didn't say it. So, Brian Lee, you hurt me. I've been hurting a lot, but you hurt me, boy. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take every single thing that you've ever worked for, and you better hope, if you've got one friend, if you've got a mother, you better kiss her goodbye, because you're going to be a bloody walking mess when I leave you.
Doug Gilbert looking for Primetime Brian Lee. I'm not sure Primetime Brian Lee thought about what he was doing with Doug Gilbert when he turned his back on everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more.
Dial it up, real quick. The phone number is on.
Oh, wait, don't say it on the air. Just write it down here.
You're dumber than I thought you were.
Hurry up, I don't have all day, you understand?
Well, why don't you go make your telephone call somewhere else?
Make it in the back,
I
I'd
want people to
say.
be able to hear what I'm saying. I want to be able to time it where they can verify what I want to say. Hurry up, I don't have all day with me.
That's the only way we're ever going to get rid of him, so you just won't go ahead and dial him.
You can't even dial a telephone. Come on.
Yeah, well, that's more than you. You stand out here. Hey, come on, get your hands off of him and just stay away. You want the phone call made, well, just stay away from him and let him dial a telephone. Brandon Baxter with his personal little services out here. We're going to make a telephone.
All day. Can he take any longer?
I tell you what.
Any longer, old man?
Will you quit it? Now, I'm telling you.
Is this about to work? We're not out here. I want to be right here. Telephone operator.
Hello?
Look, Brandon.
Hello?
Hello?
Brian Lee.
Yes.
This is Brandon Baxter. I'm on television right now. I just want to tell you one thing. You should have seen what just now happened. We had Doug Gilbert out here. He was whining and crying about his poor old dead brother. He's in the ground. Can you believe this? He's whining. He's crying. Tears were in his eyes, Brian. Can you believe he stooped so low? Can you believe he stooped so low? Huh? What do you have to say about that, Brian? Can you believe that?
I think he hung up.
Brian, are you there?
I don't know. Took it. These clowns tried to keep him alive for the weekend. Why don't you tell Doug?
Oh, man, Doug's out here crying. Can you believe this?
I can't believe it. Why don't you tell him, go get his brother and prop him up in the corner this week? Real inspiration.
Prop him up in the corner. Dig him up. I cannot believe he's so low.
Real inspiration. I'm sick and tired of this.
I think we've had enough out of you.
Hello.
You come out here with something and try and leave with a smart remark like that.
Hello.
Prop him up in the corner,
I heard
We'll go
what
ahead
you
and go and
said.
dig him up in Mexican.
Forget it. Will you quit it and just get out? We don't want to hear it.
Hey, Brandon, I can't hear a thing.
Hey, just take it on out of here and get away. We got a show to do. We got a match coming up, and all you want to do is come out and you want to make fun out of somebody's misery.
He
That's all
shouldn't be
you
out there
got.
crying. This is none of our business. I can personally care less what Doug Gilbert has to say. What Doug Gilbert thinks.
Well, you are
Man,
going to
tell Lance Russell to shut up. We're trying to talk.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay, come on, that's enough. Just get it out. We've got a.
I can't even hear.
I think we got a bad line or something.
No,
and it's just as
you
well.
are a genius.
We don't need any more of it. That's all there is to it, and we're going to call it quits. Let's get. Brandon, will you get out of here so we can
I
go?
don't feel like leaving, huh? Where's he going to go dig up his brother? After TV's ace, he going to get that shovel, pull him out of the ground.
Okay, let's go to Corey. We'll get ready for the next
Go on, Brandon.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Go ahead, Corey.
Brandon.
I think we're done with you, Brian. You better be looking out for Doug, though, is all I got to say.
Hey, look out! Come on. Hey, Doug. Well, let's go up to Corey now. Corey, let's see if we can get the next match going here. Good.
We're ready for action here in the ring now. One fall, 10-minute time limit for our next bout right here today on USWA Championship Wrestling. First introducing at 266 pounds, wrestling out of Memphis, Tennessee, Mr. Clyde. And his opponent today, the USWA Heavyweight Champion at 280 pounds, out of Portland, Oregon, making his way to the ring area now, Billy Jack Haynes. One fall, 10-minute time. TD's still referee, and guys, we've got active
Wow. Still trying to put things back together over here. Ooh.
Billy Jack Haynes, the USWA Heavyweight Champion. He won the title back from Bad Brad Armstrong. Of course, the kind of guy who'd turn his back on anybody. And that's what some people call traitor. Mr. Clyde, this is one where Billy Jack heavily favored in there as he goes against Mr. Clyde, and Clyde is not going to like this experience,
No.
Dave.
You know, Billy Jack has won the title back, but everybody's looking for him. Tommy Rich comes to mind. Also, for fans in around Nashville, within driving distance of Nashville, there's been a return combat in the cage signed. It'll be held in Nashville coming up, and Billy Jack has joined forces with Smoky Mountain in the combat in the cage.
Well,
return.
I want to see if we can talk to him later about that. This son of a gun who committed to being with USWA, and he gets out there and ends up, after the USWA won the combat in the cage, and he turns around and joins forces with him and helps destroy
USWA wrestler. Yeah, he's the kind of guy you sure would like to depend on. Belly to back, and he takes him right back over with that suplex. Billy Jack Kane. I know what you're doing to him up there. Just go ahead and get a 1, 2, 3. You got him beat for crying out loud. No question about it. In terms of being one of the toughest guys, Doug Gilbert said that a little bit earlier, that he's one of the toughest guys around, and there is no doubt about that. He is a specimen. Proud of the fact that he grew up a street fighter when he was 12 years old, 10 years boxing, 15 years in professional wrestling. He is a fighter. With that choke slam, down he goes, count of 1, 2, 3, and there it is. No surprise, Billy Jack Kane's the victor over Mr. Clyde, and we'll take time out. Be back in just a moment. Hales and Frank Morrell.
Randy, right?
Yeah, Randy. That's one that he ought to savor, that tape in there with Mark Curtis kissing feet and all of that, Randy.
First of all, Lance, I don't want to play that tape today. And if I could have a
side shot to win by 18.
The #1 real estate company, you can do things others can't. Like average a home bought or sold by our customers every minute.
Smothers taking on the Spellbinder right here in the ring, and a huge, giant, 7-foot giant warrior will be with us, and a big main event. Too Sexy Brian Christopher taking on Sir Mo from Men on a Mission.
Okay, also news, if you haven't heard of the USWA, new tag team champions Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert defeated PG-13 this past week, and they got a loser leave town match coming up. Details on that, too. And the unified champion, Jeff Jarrett, is injured. Word from the doctors, 6 to 8 weeks. The title vacated as a result. Details on that coming up, too. We'll get going. We'll be back with opening action right after this. Bring here in just a minute with big action, but Corey and I got a special announcement for you here right now. Special guest coming in, someone who's had a lot of impact in the USWA, WWF, all around the world, and wrestling, as a matter of fact, is here with us today. A wrestler, a former wrestler because he sustained an injury, a very serious neck injury, and it's one of those things that happens to football players sometimes too, where the doctor says, look, you're okay, but if you get back in the wrestling ring and get hurt again in a similar situation, then it is a very serious situation and could mean very serious health problems as a result, so don't do it. Well, that's the situation, and right now what we would like to do is bring this person out here and talk to him just for a minute and maybe get some ideas about his future in the USWA. The one and only Sid Vicious, former unified world champion. Hello, Sid. Just making the announcement about the neck injury. The doctor said don't get back in there, but as many people in sports do, you've got a great background. You know what's going on, and you said, hey, maybe I'd like to try wrestling announcing so that I can share with the folks some of my knowledge.
Well, I'm sitting at home, Dave Brown. I'm sitting there, and I'm sulking a little bit, feeling a little sorry for myself. The doctor says, hey, Sid, no more wrestling, man. One more neck injury, and maybe I'll be paralyzed from the neck down. I said, hey, man, it's over. Then I got a phone call from Randy Hales. Only time maybe Randy Hales give me any good news since I've been in the USWA. He said, Sid, hey, you ain't doing nothing. Come on down, join Dave, Corey, Lance, and the crew. Let's do a little commentating. I said, let's hook them up.
Well, we've got you here today. I tell you what, why don't you just stay with us? Join us. We got an extra chair and a microphone.
Yeah,
have a seat. Let's get this thing underway here, okay?
All right, man.
Come on around, and we're going to get action underway. We've got our first match ready to go in the ring. Sid will be with us here with Well, they're running you for president over there already, huh? Sid Vicious joining us here at the announcing table here today. And Sid, we'll just be talking about the action as it goes along. This first match should be an outstanding match with Doug Gilbert going against Jesse James Armstrong. Brandon Baxter, the manager of Doug Gilbert.
There he is, right there, old Doug Gilbert.
Doug, half of the USWA Tag Team Champions.
Yep, he's shining it up. He and Tommy Rich are the new tag champions.
Dave Brown, you found out last week here that can tell you how great I am and how good a champion I will be for the I'll tell you something, Dave. You can say what you want about Doug Gilbert, but I'm going to tell you something. I've been up and down on the road with the boy, and he does know his stuff when he gets in that ring. You can hate him, you can love him, but the boy can get down.
Well, I think you're right about that, Sid. Yep. I think the one thing that we have been disappointed in Doug in over his career is that all too often he'll tend to take the shortcut. He will tend to do something behind someone's back.
Somebody's going to take the shortcut with him.
Yeah, this is a man right here who can get in there and go with the best of them. Jesse James Armstrong steps in.
Armstrong ready to get it on early.
Get out of here, Baxter. You better get out of here where you can, boy.
Bill Rush, the referee. As soon as we get the signal from him, we'll ring the bell, and we will be underway with what should be a tremendous wrestling match here today. And this is the opener, fans. Stay with us.
Hey, sometimes you got to take the shortcut, man.
Referee Bill Rush is in the ring, and we're about to get this one underway.
Oh, I do too. Oh, look out.
It's already started off a barn burner.
There's an insult by Doug Gilbert. And Jesse James Armstrong chasing him. Now Jesse James picks up that tag team championship belt. The referee recovers it, passes it out to security, and Bill Rush says, ring the bell, let's get it underway. Brandon Baxter in the corner of Doug Gilbert. I don't like that. I also noticed that he was carrying around a can of spray paint. He was involved in a painting incident here a week or two ago. And I don't like seeing people bring that out here.
I don't like seeing guys. I'm going to have to fill me in when some of this stuff is going on. I've been like this paint thing. I don't know what it's about. It has no reason to be out here. Somebody ought to get it out of here.
I agree with you.
No doubt about it. Boy, look at Jesse James Armstrong. Big move up the rope. He's got a pin here, Sid.
Oh,
he got two out of it. I thought he had him early, Dave.
I did, too. Armbar.
Guys, I was overseas with Jesse James himself one time. I'll tell you something. I've seen him get knocked down, and get right back up.
Yep. He can go, boy. He can. Does a little hot dog along with it. He's got his little dancing and rocking and rolling, but this guy can wrestle, let me tell you.
Sid, another thing you should know, Jesse James Armstrong was managed by Brandon Baxter just a couple of weeks ago.
People are fired up.
They are. As always, here on USWA Wrestling, what a great opening bout.
It don't get any better than this.
Jesse James Armstrong sending into the middle of the ring with Doug Gilbert in his standing headlock.
You know, sometimes people think this is a little boring. I'm telling you, you grab a boy in a headlock and you wear him down a little bit, you got him where you want him. That's what Doug Gilbert was doing right there.
How much of that is mental, Sid? You're in the headlock. Are you sitting there thinking, I've got to figure a way to get out of this?
Well, he just did. He didn't come out the way he wanted to, but he got out of it.
But I guess my question, does it work on your brain as much as it works on your body when you're trying to figure out how to get out of it?
Well, of course it does. Of course it does.
Doug Gilbert walking around the ring.
What Doug's doing right now, he's playing a little mental game. He's trying to get Jesse James a little psyched up, maybe do something the wrong thing, get himself in position Doug wants him in.
He picked up that can of paint.
Yeah, no, there's no sense in that. No sense in that.
You're exactly right.
Look at that. You know everybody's supposed to respect the champion, so why don't you tell all these guys for me just to be quiet?
I'm going to tell you something. Doug, you might want to argue with that. I'm going to tell you something. When you go down roads like this boy has, and you far his tail off, get where he is, it bothers you a little bit when these people get on you like that.
Yeah, but, well, I agree with that, but I also think champions earn respect of the fans, and he hasn't really done it.
You're going to have to learn that.
Reverse atomic knee drop from Dangerous Doug Gilbert. One half of the USWA Tag Team Champions. And right now, Armstrong down, but the fans behind him trying to get him going, see it?
One half. That means his partner's somewhere close by.
Tommy Rich.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a factor that must be considered. Armstrong reverses. Nice one.
Reversal. Oh, DDT. That hurts. Woo, that hurts.
Reversal.
That hurts.
Doug Gilbert ends up with the better of
That
it.
could be it. That could be it. That's it. One, two.
I thought he had him. Dave was reaching for the bell over
Boy,
here.
I thought, at first, I thought Doug had the pin. Then I thought Jesse James Armstrong had the pin.
What a clothesline. You see that, Corey?
What a good match. Man, what a match.
It's fired up here.
Armstrong and Gilbert, the opening battle. It is a dandy. Doug.
Now he's insulting me. Just standing over him like that. Oh, that's horrible.
Doug Gilbert. Couple of left jabs on Jesse James Armstrong. Staggering the big guy.
He's coming back.
And Armstrong whips Gilbert into the corner. Goes in and Doug Gilbert stops it. Big kick from Dangerous Doug. Boy, that stopped the momentum that Armstrong had as he was running after Doug Gilbert. Could have been the mistake for the match for Jesse James Armstrong.
You know, I got to say, so far during the match, if it were being scored on points, if we say from time to time, and of course wrestling matches are not scored on points, but Gilbert would be well ahead right now.
Way
in his
ahead.
match.
Look at this, Doug Gilbert chanting over here to the announce table. You better pay attention to Jesse James Armstrong. Armstrong down. He catches him with that boot. Boy, he stops it.
Got him right under the chin with the boot.
Stops Doug Gilbert. Armstrong on his feet. Look at him go after Dangerous Doug.
He's loading up. And there it is.
Big right. And he goes up to the cover. Two Doug Gilbert kicks out. Backs her up on the rope.
Now, this is where he's messed up.
Don't take care of Brandon back.
Oh. Hey, hold on. What's this?
Tracy
What's going
Smothers.
on?
What's he doing out here at ringside?
What in the world?
Smothers.
That's it. I knew Tracy. Hey, look at this.
Yep.
Look at it. 1, 2, and 3. He got it.
Tracy Smothers.
Armstrong's former partner.
Monday night.
Yep. Yep.
I think there's something coming up. I knew something was going to happen like that.
Since the falling out, boy, they have really been.
Oh, don't paint him.
Especially
Oh,
Armstrong.
no, he's going.
Seems to have been the target.
Painting.
There they go with that can stuff.
No, don't take that pain in there, Doug.
This would be hard not to. You got a man down. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, you won the match, though. Go ahead and take your victory and get out of here. Oh, Armstrong said, don't even think about coming in here with that pain. He's not totally out of it. He got nailed by that flagpole by Tracy Smothers, his former partner. Otherwise, the match...
Holding that shoulder, too. It had to hurt.
Yep. Smothers jammed him right in there.
Well, that's it. Armstrong gave it a battle, but with the interference, loses the match to Doug Gilbert. Gilbert gets the hand raise here today. We're going to take a break. We've got a lot more, and we'll probably get a word or two from Doug Gilbert when we come back in just a moment.
Sure we will.
I just saw a great match here today on our opening bout. Dangerous Doug Gilbert, Jesse James Armstrong. Well, coming up this week, there will be a tag team bout involving PG-13 taking on the new USWA Tag Champions, Wildfire, Tommy Rich, Dangerous Doug Gilbert, and it is a loser leave town. Coming up this week, Doug Gilbert.
Well, see, Corey, I don't know if any of these people or anybody out there in TV land really realize what this means. Now, whether myself and Tommy Rich get beat, if we get beat, we're gone.
Right.
If JC Ice and Wolfie D get beat, you won't ever have to worry about seeing them again, Corey Mack.
Well, yes, the losing team leaves the USWA. You're exactly right.
Well, let me get to something, Corey, right now. Now, over the past few years, you know, all of us have had some ups, and we've had some downs. Now, J.C. Ice, ever since you was a little boy and you watched your daddy, Bill Dundee, when you growed up, you always told me before that you wanted to grow up and be a wrestler when you was a young kid.
Well, since I was a little boy and I watched my dad, Tommy Gilbert, and I watched my brother, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, all I ever wanted to do was grow up and be a professional wrestler. Now, see, Corey Macklin, what makes me just about that much better than everybody else is this right here. I am one half of the USWA Tag Team Champions. And where Tommy Rich is today, let me lay this very important thing down for just a second. Tommy Rich went home. After we signed this match, Tommy Rich went home. I said, Tommy, you might ought to go on home and think over what we've just done. Because, see, Corey, everything is at stake. There's nothing, there's no tomorrow. For every one of these people out here, this might be your last chance. Well, it's not going to be your last chance to see me. It will be your last chance to see PG-13. Because, Corey, over the last 10 years here, you've seen some violent feuds, right? Got that right. Well, can you tell me that you've seen any more violent feuds than Rich and Gilbert versus PG-13? Can you tell me that?
For 1 year, you guys have really, really had some great matches.
Okay. I wouldn't call them great, Corey. I'm so sick and tired of them. I'm tired of hopping in this ring right here, looking across, seeing JC Ice and Whoopi D. I'm so sick of it. You know what, Corey? I will even give them a little bit of credit. It hurts. They've hurt me a few times, but what I can say, Corey Macklin, is I have put Whoopi D's eye just about completely out. I've blacked both of Jamie Dundee's eyes. I have pile-driven Jamie Dundee right through a table. So what I'm saying, Corey Macklin, it don't matter. There's going to be a winner, and there's going to be a loser this week. And let me make one guarantee like Tommy Rich did last week when he come out here, and he guaranteed you that me and him would be the USWA Tag Team Champions. I'm guaranteeing you, Corey Macklin, whether you like it or not, I'm guaranteeing this whole promotion, after this week, you will still be looking at the same tag team champions, and you will no longer see PG-13. They will be down the road.
Well, we'll see. That's why we have the matches signed coming up this week. Losing team leaves the USWA. Dangerous Duck Gilbert. Wildfire. Tommy Rich taking on PG-13. We've got action in the ring now as the referee, Downtown Bruno, makes his way in. We'll see a new tag team in the USWA coming up here now, Dave.
Yes, indeed. The Misfits coming in. There they are in the ring right now. They're pretty rugged-looking individuals. Look like they got pretty good size on them. I don't know too much about them, but we'll find out as we go along. One thing I do know, Sid and Corey, is that they're going against guys who have been tag team champions for a long, long time. They're not right now, but they are certainly championship caliber wrestlers.
I want to say something about PG-13. You know, I always underestimated those guys. I was in the World Wrestling Federation. They came up there for a TV tape, and I'm going to tell you something. They opened some guys' eyes. Those boys are little, but they got the heart of giants.
That's exactly right. They got heart, they got speed, and they work as a team about as well as any tag team I've ever seen.
That's what everybody notices about
This team of the Misfits, Derek Domino and Harley Lewis, come in here, combined weight of 521 pounds, out of South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Team of the Misfits. And from the
There they are.
403 pounds to combine weight, JC and Whoopi. PG-13.
Hey, I don't know about that hat, guys. I don't know about that hat.
Boy, I'd like to sport that around town.
Maybe it's a distraction. Maybe it's right here, it's distracted. What do you guys think?
I
They
think
done it
so.
to me. It's distracted me already.
Oh,
It
yeah,
works.
well, I guess it does work then. That and the hubcap, that's what better distract those guys. Yeah.
Well, they worth the rag, don't they? JC and Whoopi.
Yeah, they're a little flamboyant, but they sure back everything up when they climb in the ring and the bell sounds.
Boy, I see Dave over here bouncing to that music.
Hey, we can keep that going during the match. Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
Guys, what's Downtown Bruno out there?
Bruno.
Downtown Bruno's refereeing. He's gotten a referee's license, and he's refereeing the match. And that really bothered me the first time I saw him referee here, but I must say that the last time he refereed a match, he called it right down the middle. We'll hope for that today.
As long as he's able to do that.
Yep.
Always call it down the middle.
Got that right.
Yep, no doubt about it. Here we go, Whoopi D. starting off for the team of PG-13.
What about these Misfits?
Yeah,
what
that's
kind of
Harley
background?
Lewis. Harley Lewis is starting out for the team of the Misfits. They come in here out of South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, that's a dirty place. These boys fighting dirty then.
Oh, yeah, they are. Just over 500 pounds, the combined weight ratio. Harley Lewis backs up. Whoopi pulls his hair. That's one dirty tactic. Backs Whoopi up. On into the turn.
Nobody's home.
Nice move from Sir Whoopi D.
Go Whoopi!
Referee downtown Bruno right in there. Harley Lewis. Down again by Whoopi D.
Harley Lewis. You notice about these boys are good counter wrestlers. Mm-hmm. If they get them in a move, they got to move to counter.
Applying that pressure to that arm, boy, that hurts. That elbow is in pain.
Got it stretched out there pretty good. Lewis would love to get to the corner and get the tag on his partner.
See what Whoopi do right there. He knows this is home turf. He's making these boys feel real uncomfortable out there. He's intimidating.
Yeah.
He's these guys better use the mental part.
And a lot of times that wins matches, too.
Double elbow. That's
Look
what
at
hurts.
that. 1, 2.
Early cover.
Quick cover from J.C. Ice. The Iceman almost had him. Takes down his Harley Lewis again. Got his shoulder down. Only a 1 count this time.
The right shoulder came up off the mat just as the 1 count fell.
Yeah.
He was almost pinned before that, so I think he didn't waste any time when he heard that hand slap the mat the first time. He wiggled that shoulder off the mat real quick.
That one boy needs to get tagged out of there. He's been in there a while. He's took a pretty good whooping.
He started the match, and he's been double-teamed by PG-13, and it's taking them more than one-on-one. Look at J.C. leaps over, comes back. Reverses, nice hip dog. Drop kick from J.C. Ice. Goes for the cover here quickly, Sid.
That's it. See, these boys, J.C. and Jamie, they work like brothers, man. Just like brothers. I know a couple brothers over in Bald Knob, Jerry and Randy Bachman. Those are 2 country boys. When they get together, they work like brothers. They work hard together. That's the whole thing.
PG-13 always running up against tough competition, too. These guys are tough here. They're going against the Misfits, and they've got, of course, a loser leave town match coming up very soon. Loser of the match has to leave the USWA. This could be one of the finals we get to see PG-13.
Look at that. Derek Domino catches J.C. Ice right in the back with a knee, and finally Harley Lewis gets attacked by Derek Domino.
I wonder if old Doug Gilbert, Tommy Rich, didn't talk to these Misfits and ask, hey, apply a little pressure on these boys, soften them up, because we don't want a whole lot of competition come Monday night.
Well, I sure wouldn't put it past the team of Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich to say soften them up for whenever we've got them coming up here in the next few days. Oh, look at that. He took his legs away from him. They double up the Misfits. There's a cover on J.C. Ice. Down is a 2, but he breaks out of it at the 2 count. Bruno, an honest referee. It looks like he's wearing glasses.
Yeah. Hope we don't lose those things.
That's
I know
true.
we don't have those glasses on. He's blinder in the back, boy.
Not many referees will wear the glasses, you know.
Bruno's trying to call it right down the middle. He makes sure he sees everything.
He needs to get down there, get in the middle of that action. He's a little scared out there.
Down there that time, Bruno counts to 2, and J.C. Ice kicks out. Fans cheering, go, Ice, go! Into the ropes goes J.C. Ice. Derek Domino.
There's a good tag move.
Boy, this Misfits, they come in here, first look at them here on USWA television here, and they come in out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, over the top rope. Goes J.C., lands on his feet. Falls back in there. Oh, I thought he was going to get the tag.
I did, too.
Oh, boy. Well, Whoopi. There it is. Oh, Whoopi's being told by him up. Comes in, look at Whoopi D. Taking care of the Misfits. Sir Whoopi. Up the heads together. Oh. Dr. Harley Lewis, reversal here. Here comes Whoopi.
Out go the light.
Derek Domino. Nice right hand from Whoopi D. PG-13 working together well, as always. Look at this.
Well, there's some teamwork by the Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits learned the move that PG-13 originally went for in there. They back him up to the rope.
Telegraph that a little bit.
Look at this. We got a double pin. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And the Memphis are heading out of here, losers today.
In the house, BG13 gets the victory over the Misfits.
They're celebrating the victory as they do so. We'll take a break. We've got lots more to come today in the USWA. Stay with us.
In just one moment, we'll be back in the ring with more USWA action. Spellbinder and Tracy Smothers to come right here in just a moment. Right now, we got B&B Incorporated, Brendan Baxter and Tracy Smothers here.
You know, for the last couple of weeks, I've told you what a loser Jesse James Armstrong was.
Yeah, and a bunch of stuff you got.
Shut your mouth, Corey Mack. When I ask you to speak, you speak when I tell you to. Let's go back and talk about what's happened in the past. Jesse James Armstrong won the USWA heavyweight belt right here in this studio with me in his corner. Whenever Brandon Baxter was out of wrestling with an injury, what happened? Jesse James Armstrong lost the belt. What happened just a couple of weeks ago? The tag team titles were on the line. Jesse James Armstrong lost the match, thus Tracy Smothers and myself lost the tag team titles. That is because Jesse James Armstrong is a loser. Without me, Jesse James Armstrong, you are 0 for life. This man carried the team. He made you look like a superstar, and this week he will destroy you.
What we're talking about here is I'm glad after 3 weeks the USWA has finally decided to grant the wild-eyed Southern boy an interview. All week, I've heard, man, how could you turn on the Armstrong family? How could you do it? Easy. Money. That's what it all boils down to. Armstrongs are these idiots out here. They don't pay my light bill. They don't pay my house note. They don't pay my car note. They don't pay nothing. We got a big tournament coming up, and Jesse James, you're in my way. Every opponent's in my way. You saw what I did to him today. I'm capable of anything.
Yeah,
and let me tell you something, Sid Vicious over there, Psycho Sid, whatever you call yourself, I'll fix to take care of your boy Spellbinder right here. I don't care if he can bench press 800 pounds, because I'm the man. If you don't believe it, just ask me, and I'll tell you. Jesse, you're through, man. Unified World title is coming my way.
Tracy Smothers along with Brendan Baxter. Yeah, let's go to the ring for action here we got coming up. Single bout, Smothers and the Spellbinder coming up here now. There's the Spellbinder. Ooh.
I don't know what Tracy Smothers got against me. I'll tell you, I hadn't done nothing to him, but this old boy Spellbinder might put a whooping on him.
Spellbinder is certainly a formidable...
Tracy, I might need some training tips, and I do. I'll come first to you.
Tracy
okay,
Smothers.
Mr. Python.
Boy, Smothers is...
I don't know. Did I do something to him?
No, I don't think so. Smothers has just had that kind of attitude, especially for the last few weeks.
Yeah, sure has.
I don't know what Baxter told him. I think after attacking Jesse James Armstrong, and at least, you know, when you jump a guy from behind, it's easy to get to the hand raised and to appear to be dominating him. And I think maybe that's kind of gone to Tracy's head, and he's starting to believe his own press releases on that, you know?
And along with that, he says that Baxter pays his light bills and his grocery bills and all that kind of stuff.
That can't be true. Well, looks like Brendan Baxter, he needs some conditioner on that head, man. That's drier than hay.
Spellbinder! Boy, he just tosses Tracy Smothers, and Smothers complaining. The referee.
Come on, Tracy, don't argue with me, man. That's the boy you got troubles with, not me.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah, got that right. Smothers giving up about 30 pounds to this Spellbinder. This Spellbinder is a big guy, let me tell you.
He's a big guy, and he's come along a long way. He's come along pretty good.
He really has. Spellbinder wrestling.
Got him in a vice, in that headlock.
Today coming in at about 272. Big shoulder. Smothers at 241.
Come on, Rebel boy. Hey, don't whine to me about it. Get in there and hook him up, son. Hook him up.
Sid Vicious.
Hey, you get out of here,
More
baby.
conversation for Tracy Smothers over here. Smothers whining.
Well, hey, I don't have nothing against Tracy. I don't have anything against anybody. You got to do what you got to do when you're out there. And if it bugs me to think you're getting too Spellbinder, then go ahead and bother me, because it ain't bothering me at all, boy.
But you're exactly right. And I mean, you came right out and said it. Don't whine to me. I mean, he's your opponent, not me. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, my wrestling days are over. I wish I could get up there. I accommodate old Tracy Smothers this morning. But I'm not going to take that chance. I'm not going to let him or anybody else push me over that edge. And you boys be sure that that don't happen.
Well, we'll remind you of that.
We definitely got to do that, Sid.
We'll remind you fans, in case you joined us late, Sid is joining us at the announcing table. Retired from wrestling. The doctor has said, you got a neck injury. You go back in there and hurt it again. It could mean paralysis. So as a result, Sid is becoming a commentator and adding some inside insight to what's going on here with us today at the wrestling table.
You're warming up pretty good, son. Warming up pretty good.
And I must have had some good insight.
Absolutely.
Real good job.
Well, thank you, guys. I'm having a good time out here with y'all. I'm going to come back next week, okay?
Lance will be back next week.
Hey, come on, Brandon.
Well, he did. And Tracy Smothers taking advantage of it,
I
too.
guess that's due to inexperience.
Yeah. Well, and also...
Oh, here he comes.
Look out.
Look out.
Oh,
down on the
that
floor.
hurts.
Watch out.
Hey,
Watch out.
There's your boy.
Hey,
He's finished.
good job,
I'm going to do
Tracy.
him like I'm going to do Jesse James.
Well, I don't blame you, son. Do him up right.
Rolls him back under the ropes there.
Throws him in and Smothers climbs the rope. He's on the top one. Touchdown.
Right to the top of the head.
That hurt. Nailed him right off the top rope.
Hey, you'll have a bruise in that cranium tomorrow morning, I guarantee.
Spellbinder just kicks out of it, too.
Yes. Smothers went for the cover, but couldn't hold him for a 3 count. Spellbinder battling back.
He's coming back.
Still got today on USWA Wrestling. Now look at that giant warrior and too sexy Brian Christopher coming up today in our main event.
Telegraph that a little bit.
Look at this. Smothers hooks the leg 2 and the Spellbinder kicks out at 2.
He still can't hold him. That's how tough and strong this Spellbinder has. Great upper body strength. And he was able just to stop him, just to power him off there before the count of 3 fell.
Flip up, big man. He's coming back. Whoa. He got it. They don't kick to the ears like that cause you cauliflower ears, son. I'll tell you, that hurt.
Move him out there.
Smothers back in control here after Spellbinder looks like he had it going his way.
Time, boy. Get to it.
He's a punk.
Call him in. They're going to get you over, son.
Spellbinder in trouble against Tracy Smothers. Smothers raking the fingernails across the back.
I'd fly a Boston bat. You know, put the pressure on that lower back. Tracy's worried too much about showing Armstrong and everybody else how tough he is. He should be killing to the good he's got.
Well, that's a good point. You got to pay attention to every opponent and respect every opponent that you have.
Exactly.
And go for the victory instead of showing off. Sometimes you lose a match, huh?
Yeah. But it's harder to get those wins and things like that. Not going to get them for you.
It'll look good in the record book with a few more W's and L's, and Smothers could find himself with an L if he doesn't take the Spellbinder serious, because the Spellbinder can go.
Shot to the gut.
Look at this, Spellbinder got it wrong. Look at that, what we're talking about. He's got him easily for a 3-count one. Oh, boy.
I can't stand that. That's why he ought to be a manager at ringside.
Yeah, Baxter had the attention of the referee, Bill Rush, over there, and Bill just did not see the small package. Spellbinder had Smothers.
Another DDT. I'll tell you what, that's a popular move today, those DDTs.
Yeah, it is.
1, 2, and Spell kicks out at it.
They are so effective that many wrestlers have put that into their arsenal.
Hey, Tracy's saying he's got him. It looks like he's got a good hold on him, man. Hope the boy don't come out of it.
That's that chin lock on him.
He's talking to Jesse James right now.
Yeah, that's another thing I wonder about. He's looking fast. Well, they were, but had that falling out, which involved Money and Brandon Baxter. Baxter cost them a tag team match, blamed it on Armstrong, and turned Smothers against Armstrong as a result, and then passed him a check to cement the relationship.
Well, he came out here and acted as if he was going to make up with him. And
off the top, back to the gut.
Look at this, Spellbinder. First kick, boy. Good move from Spellbinder. Whips Smothers into the rope.
Big power slam. Where's he going from there?
Comes off the rope. Flips over. Lands all of that 270. Smothers.
Two
close to the rope.
That is what you call experience.
Got way out.
Smothers right near the end of the canvas.
Hold on, guys. What's going on? Randy's circling that ring.
Look at this. Smothers got it.
Smothers used the rope, yeah.
Come on, Bill. Rush up in your eyes, son.
Bell time there. Oh, boy. Well, the referee had his head down. He didn't count it. He didn't see it.
I know it.
Here comes Jesse James Armstrong.
Tell you what, son, I'll give it to you. You won, and you got to win the way you got to.
Armstrong is explaining to the referee what happened. He said, you're not going to get away with that. You use those ropes. Reversal.
I'm sick of him interfering in all my matches, man. I'm going to kill you, Jesse.
Armstrong.
Hey, where's he running to, boy? Where's he running to?
He's running away from me. What are you, psycho?
Well, could be, son.
Don't get involved with Sid. Sid joining the announcing team. He's joining the announcing team. We don't want to get. Yes, he does, doing a good job too. Thanks for pointing that out to the referee. That's exactly what happened there. I know you and Smothers got to go each other very soon, though.
Time and time again. Tracy Smothers has stuck his nose. For 2 weeks now, he's stuck his nose into my business, and they talk about Jesse James being the loser. Well, everybody knows that I was both brain and brawn, glitz and glamour of Armstrong's army. I'm what was going on in Armstrong's army, and Dave, I know you understand that, and these people understand that. Bottom line is this. Just like old times, it's a unified title tournament. Jeff Jarrett, I would have loved to wrestle you for it, but you got hurt a little early. Bottom line is just this. Tracy Smothers, I get my hands on you in round number 1. And you better learn to live by the immortal words of the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy. You better think, boy. Think about what you're trying to do to me. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Bottom line is this. Unified title. I'm going to the top. Tracy Smothers, I'm going through you like hot knife through butter. Big Sid, he thinks that Tracy Smothers is staying to the end. I think he's staying until I'm done with him.
All right, well, a little difference of opinion there. He thinks he's going to get Tracy Smothers out in first round, and he will advance.
Just an opinion.
Just an opinion, Sid says. All right, we'll be back with more opinions from Sid and much more action in the USWA. You stay with us, man. What a day we got going here today, huh?
Well, we're back.
We are indeed.
Let me ask you something.
Yes.
You know, they're talking about this elimination for the Unified World Championship. Everybody
tournament
knows,
coming up.
Everybody knows who you're going to face that first time around, but what about your next match? How are you going to prepare for that?
So your first tough. Brandon, we're trying to have a discussion about the
we're trying to figure something here.
You've been out here.
I want you people to be quiet while I'm talking. You understand me?
What do you want?
I have something I want to tell you.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Just like these bulging biceps, B&B Enterprises grow stronger and bigger each and every week. Let's talk about what's happened. There's a lot of people out here who hate my stinking guts, like Jesse James Armstrong, who are trying to get rid of me. So what did I do? I can't send Tracy Smothers out to watch my back at all times because he's got to face Jesse James Armstrong. I can't have Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich watching me all the time because they have a feud with PG-13. So what I've done, I have brought in a new man. A man who's going to be my enforcer. A man who is going to watch my back and destroy anyone who steps in my path. Take a look at this. He is 7 feet tall. He is a giant warrior. Take a look at this. No one messes with Brandon Baxter anymore. You go in there and you destroy him. Yeah.
He's big.
He's big. Let's see what he can do, Dave. Let's see what he can do.
He doesn't stop to talk.
Ring the bell, Bruno says.
Yeah, referee Bruno calls for it. It'll be our first look today at the 7-foot giant warrior. This warrior,
he's throwing him off.
Boy, comes in at 323 out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We got a lot of folks in Pennsylvania here today. You know, Memphis must take a roll down here together.
Including Bruno's originally from Pittsburgh.
That's right. He's standing over tall, little shadow there. Oh, we got him by that heart, son. Tipping his heart right out. That hurt.
Warrior. This warrior started fast, and he's not letting up against the shadow.
Big form, and boy, he's putting the boots in the shadow.
7 feet tall. He's huge as he went by.
Across the whole ring there. Here he comes. Oh, Japanese clothesline.
Hey, speaking of huge, somebody that's not huge in stature but has a big heart, how's your buddy Seth doing?
I'm going to tell you something. He called me last night. He lives up in and he said, hey, it's Toby Day Brown with you. I said, no, but I'll see you tomorrow morning, boy. And Seth Patel said he wants to tell everybody right there, hello.
Be sure and give him the best of the USWA fans when you talk to him again. The victory for the Giant Warrior, and I tell you what, in no uncertain terms did he defeat the Shadow. We're going to take a break.
Well, he brought out a good piece of talent, and the boy did what he had to do. He looked pretty good out there.
We'll be back in just a moment. Steele is in the ring. Brian Christopher has arrived. We're ready.
I'm going
to
to tell you
this
something.
match
I wouldn't want
underway.
to be TD right down for nothing. That Brian is wound up tighter than I don't know what, and he's fixing to let loose right here. I guarantee it.
I think you're right. I'm not sure Brian Christopher is going to be looking at TD Steele. I think he's going to be thinking the matches ahead. Maybe he's thinking of, say, Jerry Lawler, somebody maybe in this
that
particular
could
match.
be it.
Referee has said, ring the bell.
Jerry Lawler can beat me.
Brian Christopher. He's asking TD if TD thinks Jerry Lawler can beat him.
Boy, TD Steele is going through his rituals and warm-up and all that there, but I
Well,
don't
he should have never stood there like that. He should have went to whacking at his son.
Brian Christopher goes after immediately. Big body slam on TD Steele. Big right hand from 260.
I'm going to tell you
Brian
something.
Christopher. Boy, look at Brian.
Big right to the head. Big tough call. That's it.
Super kick. And a cover. 1, 2, and 3. He got it.
I told you, he's wound up, boy, and he's ready to go.
Quick win for Brian Christopher. We'll take a quick break, but we'll be back in just a We've already talked about it a bit. We're talking about PG-13, former USWA Tag Team Champions. I say former because Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich, Wildfire Tommy Rich, Dangerous Doug Gilbert are the new champions. They won the belt just days ago, and they now hold the belts. There is a match coming up, but it has an interesting stipulation. Not only are the belts at stake, and the winners will be USWA Tag Team Champions, but the losers are out of here.
Got that right.
Think about it. You know what's going through those guys' mind? I've been a part of something like that before. Inside their stomach right now, the nerves are just got their stomachs tied in knots. They don't know what to do, but they know that this is the only way to resolve this feud.
Do you think that's true even for guys like Doug Gilbert and Wildfire Tommy Rich? Do you think it gets
I know
to
it
them
is,
too?
Dave, because it's happened to me. And I'll tell you something. I've always prided myself having nerves of steel. But when it comes down to something like that, you sign that contract, then it hits you. Man, look what you figured out then, what you done signed. A loser leaves town. It's too late to back out. You put your pride at stake. You put your heart up there. Everything you worked all those years to gain happens like that because you can be taken away from you.
And it's coming up this week. Here's sort of a recap of what's led up to the loser leave town match.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What kind of sports those guys would have been. Gorgeous George almost had a heart attack at the count of 2, much less.
I know that you're going to see this, Tommy Rich. And I want you to look into these eyes right here. You look in this man's eyes, and I want you to know that this is not going to end until PG-13 puts you 3 miserable individuals to rest. And I promise, and that's all I've got to say, Lance.
George nails him right in the back. Puts him down in the ring. 1, 2. He got him. He got him, Lance. That's all you're on, babe. New champion. As they've got JC Ice up on the table. And it is pounded and busted in half.
I don't think you'll find 4 tougher competitors anywhere in the world.
What matches they've had, this Richard Gilbert and PG-13?
No doubt about it.
Well, it's been going on since I was here. That's been going on for years and years, and it's come to a boil, and the head is ready to pop. And I'll tell you what, wherever it is, I'd like to see it. I tell you what,
it's going to be a big one, and it's
coming up this week.
No
doubt
about it.
Hey,
we're all out of time here. Thanks for joining us today. Back next week. Lance will be back next week. For Sid, for Corey, I'm Dave Proud. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Maxwell.
I could do for chirping, but even with all the beauty around us, I can't help feeling that something very bad is about to happen. Because I am mankind, and destruction follows my every footstep. And I'm here today in the USWA. I'll be watching. Have a nice day.
Everybody, for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell. Corey Macklin is off for the day, and as a matter of fact, our newest colleague, Sid Vicious, said he'd been here a couple of weeks and he wanted the day off, Dave, didn't he?
I wasn't about to tell him no.
Oh, you got Sid won't be with us today. Corey's out today, but by golly, I'll tell you what, we have got Mankind the Mutilator right here with us today. You'll have the first chance to see him right here on USWA.
Jesse James Armstrong will be in action a little bit later on today. Hey, we've got a USWA title match. Brian Christopher will be defending against Men on a Mission's Mabel right here today with a title on the line. The Headbangers will be in, and also we will see the King in action in the main event.
Think that isn't a big one? By golly, I'll tell you what, the best thing we can do is kind of think about getting ready for that first match, because we'll be seeing Jesse James Armstrong in action, and he will be out here ready to go with the opening bout. A title match a little bit later on USWA's action today, so please do it. You get everybody you know ready to go for a big show today. We'll take time out. We've got great action still to come in just a moment. All right, we got one very vocal opponent in the ring, and Tony Myers, he is really raising Cain.
He's demanding respect.
Yes,
demanding we say something good about it.
And as we said, sitting over here, you go in there and beat Jesse James Armstrong on 1, 2, 3, and you got respect right away. Here he comes out of Marietta, Georgia. Jesse James Armstrong. Referee for this match is Downtown Bruno. Just one of an outstanding group of bouts that we've got lined up today. As Dave told you a little bit earlier, we've got a USWA title match with Brian Christopher defending against Men on the Mission, Mabel. Yeah, Jesse always was loose, and we're ready. He can wrestle. No two ways about that. And as he comes out of the church, Tony Myers jumps him from behind right across the ring and nails him. He better continue what he's doing right now, because if he gives breathing room to Jesse James Armstrong, he'll have more competition, and he's got it to Bowman, and a 2 count. He's out of it.
Myers had Jesse James pinned down to the mat before Armstrong's able to get his shirt out of the ring and off completely. Had one arm tied up with it, but now Armstrong's loose. Look at Myers. Boy, he's just really going after Armstrong. And the tactics that Myers is using probably are pretty good tactics. If you're going to beat Armstrong, you better surprise attack him and keep him busy until you get a pin. The problem is, can you keep him busy that long? Oh, there's a count of 2. Well, almost.
Got that right shoulder up. One thing about it, when you're going against a guy with the kind of disposition that Jesse James has, you better do it all in one ball, because as loose as he is, if he ever gets that shot back at you, here it comes. He's under. That swinging clothesline going around behind, and look at him, Armstrong. Down into the mat. There's a cover on Tony Myers, and the 3 count. He did it. When he got going, it didn't take him long, Dave.
All he needed was an opening. He got it. He took advantage of it, and Jesse James Armstrong gets the victory here today, and a good one against Tony Myers. Myers came in all full of confidence, but just couldn't deliver, and he is half crawling out of the ring as Armstrong really nailed it.
Well, we have to give him credit for this. He said he wanted respect. We have to give him credit for at least coming out there with a game plan as to how he was going to beat Jesse James. It didn't work too well, but he ended up with a game plan, to say the very least.
He needs a new drawing board, though, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Back to it and have a brand new one on it. Okay, remember today that we've got that USWA title match with Brian Christopher against Men on the Mission's Mabel. In addition to that, we're going to be seeing the Headbangers making their USWA debut right here in an excellent tag match. And, of course, the King will be out a little bit later on. So,
yes. Got quite a match coming up here. There's no doubt about it. So,
we've got quite a crowd out here today, too. And what we're going to do now is get ready for timeout. And we're going...
I know who this is.
Yeah.
This is Samantha. She's been around here before.
Get somebody out here that knows what's going on. Look, okay?
Samantha, oh yeah. Look, we respect all of our fans. We're glad you didn't recognize you at first when you had the sign up there. But we've got a show to do, and so if you'll please just take your seat.
No, I'm not taking my seat. And I didn't come here today as a wrestler, and you're right, I didn't come here today as a valet. I came here as a wrestling fan, and I'll tell you why, Lance. I've watched you and I've watched Dave since I was just a little bitty girl. I've watched Jerry Lawler, and most of all, I've watched Bill Dundee, because you know why, Lance? Because he is the man. And a travesty has gone on here. It's been nothing but a travesty. It's been a joke that the living legend superstar Bill Dundee could get fired over a little punk like Whoopi D and another punk wrestling promoter like Randy Hale. And I'll tell you what, Lance, let me tell you something else. I'm not the only person that feels that way. There's me and a whole busload of people outside.
Well, I know you've been a big Bill Dundee, but this is a fan for a long time, Samantha. But this is not the way and not the place to do it in. We've got plenty of show to go here. So all I can tell you is I'm sorry it isn't going to your...
There is no wrestling without Bill Dundee. There can be no business wrestling without Bill Dundee.
I realize you're a fan of Bill Dundee. Always have been a fan of Bill Dundee, and that's fine. But you're not going to come out here just like Dundee did a few weeks ago and interfere with this television show. You're not going to do it. I'm telling you right now, sit in your seat or I have security throw you out right now.
No, Randy. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm sorry. I don't want to fight with you, Randy. I realize that you have a very hard job. I know Lance has a hard job. Everybody's got a hard job, and you work very hard at yours. I didn't come here to cause any trouble. I just want to let you know that there can be no wrestling here, Monday night wrestling, Saturday morning wrestling, without the superstar Bill Dundee. And there's me. It's not just me, Randy. There's a whole busload of people out there that feel the same way I do.
I'm not going to get in a debate of who I should hire and who I shouldn't. I'm just not going to do that situation.
Just take your seat. Let me make a deal with you, okay? Let me just make a little deal with you. If you will just do your job and be a man and walk out and talk to that whole busload of people who want and believe in Bill Dundee being here and believe they're just right out in the parking lot. If you'll just walk out and talk to them with me, if you don't believe what they're saying, Randy, I'll just get in the bus with them and drive away. And I won't cause you any more trouble. Just give me 2 minutes of your time, please.
You know, I want to know what the wrestling fans...
Well, I want to know what the wrestling fans are. She's talking about a busload of fans being out there. And Samantha has been here. She is a wrestler. She's been here as a valet. And there she goes out back. She is here, she says today, as a fan and a particular fan of Bill Dundee. We've got a lot of respect for Bill. We didn't respect the way he came in and tried to interrupt the show. There she goes out with Randy.
Now that is ridiculous.
And no busload, but there's Bill Dundee.
No, I
Randy Hales seeing no busload of fans that he challenged him to go out and talk to him. Dundee and the car.
20 years ago, as you used to run around Jonesboro and Jackie Fargo and told you Jerry Garrett and me and Eddie Martin used to let you sell pictures. None of them liked you. Fargo used to be Penny running out George Gilbert looking like off. Told you, said, let me chop it. And Jerry said, I don't know why you
But Dundee is upset, as you can see. He was upset the last time that we had him here.
That you make me vocal every time you talk to me, you call me, you know you're the one that messed up. You messed up.
No, I didn't, brother.
You messed up, Dundee. I'll tell you, you're the one that messed up. I don't protect nobody. I don't protect nobody. You get in the car, you take this in here and get out of here. You get out of here. Hey, just hey, get out of here, Dundee. I'm telling you. Get out of here.
You ain't the stuff there when I will be.
All right, the King comes roaring out there. Okay, Dave, we'll take it back. Let's take a break right now. We'll get out of here.
Get out of here.
Take a break.
Nobody asked you, howdy, Judy. Get in the car, dog.
The very opening of the show, you saw Mankind the Mutilator, and you will be seeing him in action for the very first time here on the USWA against T.D. Steele.
You know, in the previous match, we talked about the opponent for Jesse James Armstrong coming in full of confidence. Here's a young man right here that never lacks for confidence when he steps into the ring, T.D. Steele. And even though it is Mankind the Mutilator coming in, he thinks he can beat him right now.
Mankind, everything that we know about him tells you nothing is held back. Absolutely one of the loosest cannons we know anywhere. Downtown Bruno, the referee, and says ring the bell. Officially, we're off and running. And Mankind hammering away. And look at Steele. He wasn't going to take it without retaliating, and he fired back. But right now, he's been pounded down to the mat by a very large Mankind the Mutilator. Here he comes. Ooh, man.
Oh, my goodness. And I tell you what, listening to the interview, such as it was, the comments, should I say, of Mankind the Mutilator at the beginning of the program, I don't know.
He nailed him with that right. Look at that weird facial piece that he has on. Going down, not to pin him. Looked like he was biting him right on the cheek. Mankind in the air. Takes TD over. Drapes him up. Hooks his leg underneath the turnbuckle. And as he has him upside down, Dave. Right straight down on him. Boy, we have heard lots of things about this guy. And they're all proving to be true right at the moment. Undoes the leg and brings T.D. Steele down. This is a tough kid, this T.D. Steele, too.
Mankind the Mutilator.
Referee
with that power right arm.
Downtown Bruno was telling him no pile driver. He was warning because there's a lot of wrestlers that come through and do not know that it is an illegal move in Tennessee. Down with that forearm right in the middle of the back. He just keeps on, hasn't given Steele an opportunity to breathe. The referee backs him up, but only for a moment, and he's back in with a leg. With the throat of T.D. Steele right over that rope. T.D. tried a very weak shot at him. Chicken winged him and drove him right straight down into the mat.
T.D. Steele really not able to get a thing going here against Mankind the Mutilator. From the opening bell, Mankind the Mutilator was taking over, and he looks like he's choking him right now. Bruno's calling for the bell. He's disqualified him, I think, for the choke. I think he counted a disqualification on it.
He's been working on the jaw.
Yeah, it was not a choke. It was a submission.
Down goes the referee. Bruno scoots out of the ring. As this wild mutilator who went after the jaw, he got a hold on the jaw of T.D. Steele and took him right down to submission. Look at that. That is Mankind the Mutilator as he took care of T.D. Steele, got him into a submission. We thought he was on the throat. He was on that jaw. He gets the victory on a submission, Dave.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So Mankind the Mutilator, victory in his debut here today.
We'll take time out. We've got great action still to come in just a moment. The title match is coming up right now, so if you just dialed us up, son of a gun, I'll tell you what, you came in at a good time. Brian Christopher, the USWA heavyweight champion, will be defending that title against the largest of the men on the mission. There he is, Big Mabel, heading over in this direction as we've got... Gee whiz, I don't think I've ever seen that move before.
What a nice guy, huh? I thought maybe we were in for a day where, you know, we had Mabel here. He's behaving himself. Everything is just fine. Then he pulls a move like that. It's got to be impressive, though. Every time I see this guy step over the top rope, I realize just how big he is.
He is huge. And you know what? It doesn't faze Brian Christopher one bit.
Not at all.
Son of a gun has more self-confidence than almost anybody we've seen in a long time. And he backs it up because Brian, with that temper of his, when he gets hot, you're not going to make him believe that he's going to get beat. He is going to stay in there and get pounded on till the opportunity. He makes the opportunity and takes over on an opponent. Well, he's got a big one to go with today. Big Mabel ready to challenge for the USWA heavyweight title as Too Sexy climbs through the ropes. The referee downtown, Bruno. And as soon as Brian sheds that belt and the jacket, we're going to be ready for championship action right here today on the USWA Championship Wrestling.
Brian Christopher, the champion. He wears that belt that he earned. Nobody just walked up and handed it to him. So one reason he doesn't back up from a guy like Mabel is because he's been against some big ones. He's been against some tough ones, and he has the confidence built up with a string of victories over his career against the big guys that he thinks that once he gets Mabel off his feet, maybe he can get a 3 count before Mabel can get back on his feet again. We'll see as things go along. The USWA heavyweight title is on the line.
Getting him off his feet is the task.
That is the task.
It's a lot easier said than done.
Brian Christopher getting the support of the crowd as he goes into action here. The bell is sounded. The crowd's behind him. And Mabel is glaring at him.
Mabel moving directly at him, and that's kind of his style of wrestling. And Christopher down under and out of there before he can get to him.
You understand that?
Mabel coming over, telling Bruno, you do your job. When Bruno's doing his job, he's getting out of the way of Mabel. That's what he's doing.
Well, and his job is not to make Brian Christopher stand still either. Brian brought him into the corner there, and he got out of the way. There he goes again.
Christopher, very, very agile athlete. And he's going to need every bit of it.
Oh, look at that expression on Mabel's face. He is angry. He has been made to look bad twice by Brian Christopher now.
Oh, he made Brian Christopher look a little bad right there. Grabbed him straight up in the air by the throat and threw him. I don't mean dropped him. He threw him down onto the mat right in the middle of the ring. Brian trying to get a kink out of that back that was just put in by Mabel. Mabel is huge. We were looking at Mankind and Mutilator. This guy is big.
Yep.
But put him upside Mabel, and man, oh man, he becomes a junior.
That's true.
Christopher, straight ahead. Thought he would try that. Not such a good idea. And again, Dave.
Once again, Mabel just throws him down to the mat. Power, says Mabel. How do you like it? Well, I'm impressed by it. There's no doubt about it. One of the men on a mission. This is Mabel challenging for the USWA Heavyweight Championship, being defended by Brian Christopher here today. Oh, look out. Hand around the throat. He's got him back in the corner. Takes a swing. Brian moves out of the way, and he fires the right hand.
Coming back hard with it, and he rattles him up against the turnbuckles. Now out to the center of the ring and keeps swinging. That right hand goes in with a clothesline and does not phase him. Bounces him again. Dave, he's going after that, getting him off his feet. Having no luck at all. Oh, look at that side saddle slam. He whipped him up and pounded him down.
Boy, I bet that one registered on the Richter scale. The way he powered him down to the mat and followed him down. My goodness. Brian Christopher. Oh. Again on the mat.
Brian with a strong rooting section for him here in the studio today. And they make it known they don't particularly care for Mabel. Look at Christopher back at it with that right hand. Mabel just taking the shots to prove, here comes Mankind out. Does this add a new complexion on it? Because you never know which direction this guy's going to spin.
Yeah, I'm not too comfortable with him this close to us out here.
Christopher up in the air, slips around behind Mabel, pushed into the rope, and as Brian was going to roll him back up. Mankind, fortunately, did not intervene either over here or in the ring. And he is back out of there and popping down with a big arm. 1, 2, we almost had a brand new champion. 2 counts, as after holding on to the ropes and snapping Brian back down, when he got up, he caught him with a clothesline that unlaced the boots. And they don't even have laces on those boots. It's just zippers. But he flat popped him down.
Brian is back in the corner trying to sort of regain his faculties. Mabel presses him into the corner. The entire ring moves.
Ooh. Well, how'd you like 400 pounds mashing you into those corners?
Oh, thank you.
4+. And the whip. Christopher straight off of the turnbuckles, caught in midair, backbreaker, and down Brian goes. Champion not looking too impressive. That's part of it. You take them big, you take them small. When you're the champ, you take who the challenger is.
I think Brian knows a bit surprised. You can see it in his eyes. The things that worked so well for him in 99% of his matches are having little effect on Mabel due to the sheer size of the man.
He hit him, he rattled him 3 in a row with that right hand on 2 separate occasions. And while he staggered him some, he was not able to put him off his feet, and that's where that look came in his eye, Dave. Oh, back on his feet. Uh-oh, there he is. Mankind the Mutilator back out here.
He just comes up and wanders.
Yeah, I'm not really certain exactly what he's got on his mind. That would be a strange thing to find out.
Yeah.
Christopher firing back with the right hand to the midsection. But all it takes is one of those huge arms of Mabel slamming down with a broad arm right in the back, and Christopher is down on the mat face down. Up in the air, Mabel drives him again. Back into the turnbuckle. Brian Christopher being mashed again, and now he turns around and slams the backside into him for a bit. What he has to do, if he is going to take that title away from Christopher, he's going to have to realize he is going against the guy that's, whoa, Christopher out of there as Mabel was making the charge. He's going against the guy that absolutely is not going to give it up. He's going to have to beat Brian Christopher to win that title.
Christopher doing everything in his power to retain the title. He's coming at him with the right hand, and he's backing him up a bit with it, but he doesn't have him off his feet.
Another drop kick, and again, Mankind comes wandering out here, staggering around. I can't help. I mean, he is so unpredictable. You got to keep an eye on him. Look at Christopher ripping with that right hand. And hey, he could be after Mabel just as well as Christopher. There's no way to tell, Dave. Christopher to the top rope. Springs off. Catches him up high. That's got him off balance. 1 and 2. And the right shoulder comes up. He missed a great opportunity.
It looked like he had him. It looked like the best chance that Brian has had during the entire match to get the 3 count, but Mabel was able to get the shoulder up at the count of 3. Now, Mankind is up on the apron. Bruno is trying to keep him out of the ring. Meanwhile, Brian had it covered. I don't know if he could have kept him for a 3 count or not, but he had it covered again. Now, Mankind, the Mutilator, pulls Brian's feet out.
Oh, Mabel spears him. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. We have a new USWA champion. Let's be fair. Mankind, the Mutilator, grabbed the leg of Brian Christopher, and Christopher was nailed by Mabel.
I'm taking over!
Got him rolled up in the package, and a new champion. That belt will never fit around. We saw him, Brian, but the referee did not. It'll never fit around the waist of Mabel, but he can sure carry it. And so, in an upset win, Mabel, with the help of Mankind, is able to get Brian Christopher down for a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Mabel really celebrating as he walks out of here, the belt in tow. Christopher still very unhappy, but the referee didn't see it. I'm afraid he's not going to get anywhere. We've got a new champion here.
Bruno wheels out of the ring to leave in a hurry. We're going to take time to get out of here. The Headbangers will be debuting in just a few moments, and we'll be back right after we take time out for this. We've got the opponents in the ring, the Shadow and Tony Williams, who will be taking on not their first match by a long shot, but their first match in USWA. Here they come, the Headbangers, who are out with us for their first visit. And on the way to the ring, they stop by.
Hello there, Mr. Lance Russell. Do you hear it? Turn it up. Do you hear it? That is the music of the 90s. And I want all you stinking inbreds to realize one thing. The Headbangers are in town, baby. And we are Well, we got a big match coming up for the USWA tag title.
I just had to get out of here because I can tell right now you guys are rude and crude. You guys don't respect authority. Your kind of people. My kind of people, Lance Russell, exactly. You guys are definitely Scott Bowden material. And I know we got a match scheduled this week. You guys against Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert. But what we're going to do, we'll get that match canceled. You'll join B&B Enterprises. And, baby, I'll turn you into the 9-inch Zales of professional wrestling. You understand what I'm saying? Have you fully looked at us? Have you looked at us?
Scott Bowden. We look like... We don't need a third wheel. We don't need you. We don't need anybody. Look at us. We're the team. You watch, and you're going to see we don't need you or anybody.
Hey, don't let my appearance fool you, man. I'm a huge Slayer fan. Megadeth is one of my favorite bands. We got a lot in common, guys. What do you say?
You heard what they said. They said they don't need you, Scott.
Stick your big nose out of this.
Forget it.
Well, Scott Bowden gets turned down again, and the Headbangers head to the ring.
Beavis and Butthead here are going to regret that decision.
Well, we'll find out. They're into the ring. They're no particular friends of mine. I don't really know them, but I know their reputation. Tony Williams and the Shadow are going to get to know them. And right now, the bell rings.
I can tell you right now, they're the first tag team that ever wore skirts to the ring. USWA Wrestling, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Tony Williams, nice little side mare. But not for long. Boy, he's working Tony. Up in the air, beautiful leapfrog strike. Look at that drop kick. The Headbangers, they are a weird pair, Dave.
Boy, they are kind of strange. They come in here with the kilts on. I guess they're kilts. Oh, look at that, driving the shoulder into the Shadow. The Shadow backed into the corner, whipped across the way into the turnbuckle. Whoa. Follows with a drop kick that pressed him right into the corner.
Pretty impressive, too, the way he held that in the air, cocked it, and then fired it.
Little teamwork there, too, off the rope.
Shadow thought he was out of it when he was leaping over the Headbanger, but the first thing he knew, wham, and the second one put him right down on it. There it is, a 360 scoop slam down onto the mat. And the Shadow having no better luck than Tony had with these guys. They've got a size advantage, the Headbangers do, but they are aggressive. Look how they keep on the move.
Now they're both up on the rope. Whoa. What a move. He slams down the Shadow. Well, he doesn't go for a cover. I was thinking the Shadow would probably have a very tough time breaking out of a count of 3 at that point, but he did not go for the pin. He's using the rope. Referee downtown Bruno trying to get it back.
Not exactly love partners, the Headbangers, but brother, I'll tell you, I am impressed. These guys are aggressive, and they know how to get it done, too. Whoa!
Yeah, again, timing. They've got great timing for a tag team. You got to give them that. There's a count of 3, and that's it. The Headbangers, impressive in their debut as they... What?
What you are looking at is 100% pure greatness. That means I'm the best at what I do, and what I do is manage champions and get better looking by the week.
He's talking about greatness. He must obviously just watched us, didn't he?
That's right. You listen to me real quick. Scott Bowden just came out here, and he wasn't very tactful about it. Let me go ahead and do something and tell you something. You two boys are great. I am the manager of champions.
We don't know.
I want to tell you one thing. You had this match with Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert coming up, right? The title match. And I know you two boys can beat them and take the title. But why don't you do this? Why don't you go ahead and come with us? We'll cancel the match, call it off, and join Baxter and Bowden Enterprises. I could make you two superstars.
Well, we're going to make ourselves tag champs. Without you. And without all these people, we don't need you. We don't need nobody. We got us and our music. That's all we need.
Well, there's rejection for Brandon Baxter. The Headbangers turning down managerial assistance, first from Scott Bowden and now from Brandon Baxter.
Well, they're consistent, and even though there's a lot of things I didn't particularly care for, they have pretty good taste.
Got to admire that. Yep.
We're going to take time out. The King is still coming, and we'll be ready for him in just a moment.
Okay, well, don't stop by here.
I'm going to bring out the greatest scientific wrestler of all time. Right out here today, baby.
Let's see him.
Yeah.
The president of Bowden and Baxter. Is it Baxter? Oh, here comes the scientific wrestler right here.
The greatest technician the world has ever seen.
Greatest technician?
Speed fight, and with me by his side, he's going to be the winner today.
Okay, let's see. Reggie be fine. Now, Reggie's tough, no doubt about it. He can wrestle. But he's going against that man right there today.
Reggie's my new next-door neighbor. He just bought the biggest house out in Germantown. We're neighbors, and I'm going to guide my neighbor to victory today.
Well, good luck, because you're going against the King himself, the holder of the unified world title, the King, Jerry Lawler. There's downtown Bruno will be refereeing this match. Reggie be fine. With Scott Bowden in his corner, look out, he jumped Lawler from behind.
Hammers him right on the back of the head. And the only thing, Dave, that would give Reggie the chance to beat the King today is Scott Bowden, and he's got him right out there. So the two of them getting together against the King might possibly provide the unified champion with a loss. Reggie pulls Lawler out of the corner. You pointed it out accurately, though. Reggie can wrestle. Big, strapping guy, physically plenty big one, and that's all they got. King kicks his way out of it. He can wrestle, but the son of a gun, I'm not really sure when it gets down to the short road how much he's got way deep down inside. I know about the King. He'll stay in there and go with it until it is his way. Reggie pops him up, backdrops him right over in the middle of the ring.
King not looking very good right now, but keep in mind, for his entire career, Lawler has started slow in matches. Not how you start always, but it's always how you finish that makes the difference. Scott Bowden upset that Reggie wants a timeout and a conference.
You can't keep up with him wrestling-wise. He's got to resort to fists.
Look out, here comes Mankind wandering around out here. Well, there's another element that we had not considered. This loose cannon wandering around the building here.
Absolutely, totally changes the equation, too, because you don't know what that guy's going to do.
Over here with you guys, this guy's nuts.
I was going to say, I noticed even you're backing up from him, Scott Bowden. Hadn't tried to sign him to Bowden and Baxter Enterprises, have you?
I'm going to stay behind the desk, Dave.
Hey, how about outside? That's a good idea. Wait outside for us. We'll call you when he's
hold
gone.
the microphone and I'll go outside.
Well, that's true. I may go with you.
Referee downtown Bruno over blocking the entrance.
Oh, like that's going to do any good. This guy eats guys like downtown Bruno for lunch.
As the King has Reggie B. Fine officially on his hands today. And Mankind, when he came out here during Brian Christopher's match, he cost Christopher the USWA title.
He's not gone yet. He's still on. Look out. He's coming this way. He's got it. If I were you, I'd leave.
We got the Cannibal Lecter look like Mr. Rogers any day.
About has left.
Lawler with a bar on Reggie's large arm. Reggie backs him into the corner, hammering away with that fist. And the Mutilator still keeping his eye on the ring. What he has in mind, nobody in the world can tell you that. I don't think he even can. Reggie slams the head of Jerry Lawler right into that top turnbuckle. But I do know one thing. Nobody's sitting down with this guy wandering around. Whoa, what happened to Reggie, Dave?
Reggie made a big mistake. Big misjudgment.
I would call a little tactical error there. And we're going to take time out and come back with more action in just a moment. Got Bowden trying to sneak up behind him. Lawler turns around and says, "You better get away."
That's all my zone, baby.
And you have a little gab fest with some of the folks in the audience there, Dennis.
Yeah, Scott Bowden over around saying, hey, don't bother Reggie while he's working here, okay? He's got a job to do, and that job he thinks is to defeat the world champion. Well, can he do it? Let's see. Oh, Lawler fighting back.
USWA title changed hands today as Mabel got a victory over Brian Christopher, and I want to hasten to add that that victory was brought about by Mankind the Mutilator coming out here during the match. He ended up grabbing a hold of Christopher's leg, and that caused the ultimate loss for Brian. Brian's furious, and I don't blame him, because every time he's been in there, a couple of times with Mabel, he has ended up having interference from the outside. And today it cost him the USWA heavyweight title. The King and Reggie B. Tied up collar and elbow. Reggie with a weighted hand pushes Lawler back into the corner, and look at Bowden grabbing a hold of the tights of Lawler from behind, and a choke, Dave.
Referee trying to get Reggie away from the crowd down there and back into the ring. Bowden then breaks the choke and walks back over the corner. Pretty smart, says Scott Bowden. Maybe not. I think the King knows who did that to him. He may not be so smart when he gets a hold of you.
Hey, come on, break the choke. Get up.
Downtown Bruno gets Reggie back away from the chokehold. Whip diagonally across the ring. Boy, I'll tell you, Jerry snaps the strap. He caught him coming straight in. Here comes the Mutilator. He didn't hesitate this time. Hammers Lawler right straight on the head. We've got a match that's going to be stopped, and Lawler should end up winning this one by disqualification. Now they're both putting the boots to Lawler in the corner.
Mutilator just nailed Reggie B. fine, so Bowden says, hey, let's get out of here, and he continues to work on Lawler.
Mankind the Mutilator. Walk around, you kind of maybe dropped your guard, because he was out here 2 or 3 different times during the match with Reggie. This last time when he came in, he shot to the ring, no hesitation.
Mutilator after Bruno now. He pulls him back in the ring and throws him out again. Whoa.
Bounces Bruno down on the floor. And the King goes over to help the referee up, and the Mutilator still in the ring. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Take a break, and we will be back with you in just one moment.
Lawler.
Just another typical day in paradise. Son of a gun, we start right out here with Samantha, who is here to campaign to bring Bill Dundee back, and that ended up with Dundee and Randy Hales in a bout out in the parking lot.
Well, it's that, I mean, same thing. Randy made the decision that Bill's not going to wrestle here for reasons which we didn't want to discuss around here, and Samantha, okay, Samantha would like to see Bill Dundee back, but then that's what happened in the parking lot out there, saying there was a busload of fans, no busload of fans. Bill Dundee was out there in a car, and he throws Randy on the hood of it and all that. Just inexcusable.
And to add to it, we had Mankind the Manipulator, and after I've seen him, I don't think you need anything else. By golly, to have a hurricane, tornado, and all wrapped into one. This guy is just totally loose and totally out of it. Son of a gun.
No doubt. He came in here, dominated TD Steele. TD, a tough wrestler in his own right, but couldn't get it going today against Mankind. And then Mankind comes back, interferes in the match, which cost Brian Christopher the USWA heavyweight title that Mabel wins today.
And he interfered in the match that Jerry Lawler had with Reggie B. Fine. So it was just a swell day. We had fun, though, I'll guarantee that. We try to make it a point to do that every single week. We'll be looking for Corey back next week, and until then, for Dave Brown, Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Ooh, big right hand from Mosh of the Headbangers.
Didn't try to hide that one. He just ripped him with that right and decked him. There's the tag back on Thrasher. And the whip. Yellow Jacket. Double team. Oh. Boy, they had him up and mounted him down. Man, that music is irritating.
Yeah. Tempted to sneak over there and turn it down, but I'm afraid one of them would see me on the way.
You don't get caught no man's land. Yellow Jacket, side saddle, pounded down, and Mosh goes up to the top. He's already taken the tag from Thrasher, leaps off with that flying clothesline, and the Yellow Jacket stretched out, leg drop, ensuring that he's going to be down. They're not even satisfied with that. Thrasher now up to the top rope. He's up amongst the lighting, and as they timed it out perfectly, 1, 2, 3, the Headbangers.
Well, their timing is impeccable, let me tell you, as they work together as a tag team. Now, what are they doing? They're holding a boom box over there to insult the Yellow Jacket with it. Tony Williams steps in to try to help make sure his partner is okay. As the Headbangers, Thrasher and Mosh celebrate their victory.
We got it. And I'll be just so happy when it's all out of the studio. Whoa, they came out with an impressive victory. Well, I tell you one thing, Ed, I don't know that impressive is the word. I think it's more of attention getting. We've heard a lot about our old comrade Bill Dundee around the territory. We know several weeks ago he was right